Hi everyone, my name is Mir Verma and I'm working here as a data analyst in Azure Squad in AI and analytics of team. So as working as an analyst, I have to deal with lots of problems like time series data. Time series data, we can say data which collected in various timestamps. So analyzing the data is not easy. So I have spent my experimental Saturdays for that to find the solution of that solution or analyze the data. So I spend my experimental Saturday to find a solution for that type of data which changes over period of time and collected data over a period of time. So let's first talk about the problem statement. What problem businesses face while in this time series data. So when we collect the data over a period of time, that data cannot be analyzed with the traditional methods, and we need to analyze that data so that businesses can use that data to find the trends and patterns, and based on the trends and patterns, they can take decisions which help business to grow. And we need to analyze that data. For that, I have researched on the time series analysis. So now let's talk about time series analysis. What is time series analysis? Now let's talk about time series analysis. So before coming to that, what time series analysis? First, let's understand what is time series data. So time series data is data which is collected over a period of time or a time stamp, after a time stamp. And here in this time series data, time is always a independent variable, and other variables are dependent on that time and changes over the period of time. The time series analysis, we can say the analysis of time series data is called a time series data analysis. So in this analysis, we analyze the data and find some trends and patterns, or we can forecast the futures. And based on the data, we can make analysis and find some trends and patterns in that data. Time series analysis provides us the insights and patterns from that data, and we can use that data to provide benefit our business and grow our business. Now, after introduction part, let's talk about components. So there are lots of changes or variations in time series data. Based on that variation, time series data is categorized in 4 components. First is long term, second one is seasonality, and third one is cyclic data. And the last one we can say irregular, or that the variation which does not contain any of 3 points. So first let's talk about seasonality, or we can say the data which comes over a season or in a period of after some times. Now the first one is long-term variation. In this variation, the data changes and it does not changes for the long time. Means if it is going upward, then it is not changing for the long time. So it is called the long-term variation. And the second one is seasonal variation. In seasonal variation, there is a seasonality, like data changes because of some type of seasonals, like in winter, the sales of the warm clothes increase. So it is increasing because of season of winter. So this is called a seasonal variation. Now let's talk about cyclic variation, which is the third point of our component. In this variation, data changes over a time of period changes, and after some point of time, it comes to the at the same point where it is started. So it is making a cycle. So it is called a cyclic variation. And the last one is irregular variation. In irregular variation, it does not contain any above points or components like a simple trend, cyclic, or seasonality. So this does not contain any type of variation. It is a random variation, we can say. So in this point, it changes over a period of time. It does not follow any rule for variation. Now after the component part, let's talk about the use cases of the time series analysis. So I have covered these 4 points for the use cases. First one is energy forecasting, second one is financial domain, the third one is medical domain, and in business development. So now in energy forecasting, how can time series analysis can be useful for energy forecasting? Let's take the example of wind forecasting. In wind forecasting, we can collect the data from the past data, and based on that past data, we can analyze the data. because it is collected over a period of time. So it is time series data, and we can analyze that data and take decisions like how the wind will going on in the future and what can we do to use that energy and use that energy and increase the productivity. And the second one is financial domain. In financial domain, time series analysis also can be useful because in financial domain, the data can be collected over a period of time or in a time stamp. So let's take the example in the stock market. In stock market, data change, the price of the stocks changes over a period of time. We have collected the data, and on the data we perform the time series analysis, and in that analysis we find the trends, or we can get patterns and other information which can be useful to take decisions in the future or for the future. Now come to the medical domain. In medical domain, now let's talk about the corona. In COVID, we have the data of the past 1 year, and based on that 1 year of data, we can collect that data, and based on that data, we can analyze that how many percentage of increase in this disease, how many percentage of this disease can be increased, and what can be the solution to stop that increment in this COVID. And now the fourth one is business development. Suppose we have a business of the product, so we can track the sales of that product in the past, and based on that past data, we can analyze and know that how our product will be go on in the future, and if there is any changes we can do in the data using the time series analysis, we can do that. Now let's talk about implementation part. In implementation part, I have to use these steps to implement my dataset or analysis. Now let me introduce the dataset. So I have used the winter forecasting dataset for 1 year, which is collected over hours for the 1 year. In the dataset, I have the data of wind, like the speed of wind and the level of wind and the value at that speed or level of wind. So I have the dataset, and on the dataset, I have performed some data pre-processing steps. So before analysis of any type of data, first we have to pre-process the data so that our analysis is perfect or correct. So in data pre-processing, I have first removed the null values and also removed the duplicate values, and there are also the timestamps which were missing. So I have used some method to fill that timestamp, and after that all the pre-processing like outlier and nullable values and missing values and duplicate values, after removing all of this, my data set is ready for the analysis. Now the third point is, after the preparation of data or preparation of data, I have performed daily analysis on data, like my data of wind, how it is changing over a daily period of time. Like today, the value today was this value, and after 1 day or 2 days, what was the value? So I have performed that analysis, and after that, I have performed the monthly analysis. So in monthly analysis, I have checked the variation in the data or wind data, how data is changing over a period of month. Like in first month, how was the data, and in second month, how was the wind and the production of that wind. And then there is quarterly analysis. In quarterly analytics, I have performed the same operation, but it was based on quarter. Like in first quarter, how was the wind, and in second quarter, how was the wind and their production. Now let's talk about the seasonality. I've also checked that if there is any seasonality in the data. Like we have talked about the seasonality in component part. So let's same is for here. We have checked the seasonality, like if there is seasonality, means the data is repeating because of some kind of season or anything. And then comes to trend. If there is any trends or patterns or trends in data, like if it is going on, so it is going on, or is there any trend or it is following any trend for the data set. So in this analysis, I found the trends, and the next step is noise. So noise is the changes or error in data set which can be problem for the analysis. So I have checked for the noise, and if there is no noise, so I have removed it. But in my dataset there is no noise. And in correlation variation, our analysis that there are various variables in my dataset. First one is time. Time is the independent variable, and other variables were dependent on that time. So I have the wind speed, wind direction, and the value. So I have correlated and analysis the correlation variables like wind speed and wind direction, how it is impacting the value. So this is the correlation, like what is the relation between these three variables. So I have performed this analysis using correlation variation, and using these steps I have done my analysis on the wind forecasting dataset. Now let's talk about the advantages of time series analysis. So first one is it can identify trends and patterns in dataset. So using time series analysis, we can identify the trends like how data is going on, changes, and also we can find patterns in the dataset. And the second one is it can predict future based on the past data. We can perform analysis, and based on this analysis, we can forecast our data and find the future outcomes from that data. Now the third one is analyze the problem of the past. Suppose if there is any changes or any problem in the business occurs in the business, so based on the analysis we can find that what problem has occurred in our business in the past and why that problem is occurred. So in future we can avoid that problem, so that problem does not occur again. Using the time series analysis we can do wide benefit to our business. So now let's talk about how time series analysis is beneficial for the customers or the businesses. So using time series analysis, we can analyze the data and find the outcomes of the data, and using that analysis we can make data-driven decisions. So let's take the example. If the customer is work on the stock market, so in stock market the data collected from the past years, we can analyze that data, and based on that data we can find the future outcomes or predict the future outcomes. We can take the advantages of that analysis, and we can invest in market, or the customer can invest in market. It is make the decision of analysis. It is the data driven decision and the accurate decision to invest in the stock market. Now let's take the next example. Suppose our customer is a e-commerce company. In e-commerce they sell some products, and we have to analyze the data and the past data, like they have some product, and what is the sales of that product in the past years, and in which occasions that order has increased or decreased, and why that happened, the increment and decrement in that product. So we can analysis and find the solution that what can we perform or what can we do to increase the sales of the product in the future, and if the sales of the product is going to be decreased due to some reason, what else we can do to avoid the decrement on that product. So it concludes the time series part. I have done this analysis in my experimental Saturday, and in this Saturday workshop I have enhanced my skills and learned new technology in time series analysis, and it is useful for me for the future, and for the analysis, as I am a data analyst, it is also very useful for me to perform the time series analysis, and I have learned how to perform analysis on the time series data. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video will help you in learning the time series analysis.